Ghosts of Tabor has only been out for a few months and it is already becoming the best VR game. If you haven't seen this game yet, it is just Escape From Tarkov, but VR. Today, I've compiled everything coming in the future of this game, including announcements from the devs themselves, tweets, leaks, everything. So first we're going to take a look at the roadmap. So as you can see, this is very broad. We have way more details coming in the next part of this video. But basically the key takeaways from this is the flea market, the expanded survival systems, the new mechanics, and more missions and bosses. Other than that, all we can see is in quarter 2, we're getting, of course, the new map, which will be the streets. We'll show that later. And also the John Wick DLC, which has been confirmed. We're getting the Glock that is already in the game, a new shotgun, an MPX, and a katana, all on July 1st. So let's go over everything that is coming on July 1st. First up, the new map. It's going to be the streets, based off of the city Prague, and just by the looks of it, this map is going to be insane. It looks like it's a nighttime map, and it has been confirmed we are getting a House of Scott somewhere in this level. Next up is, of course, the new bunker. So this bunker is going to be so much better than the current one. We see it's more like a hexagonal design called the Echo 8 Living Pod, and we have all these different rooms, and overall this looks way easier to navigate. We have 2 armories, 2 storage rooms, medicinal room, farming, trade room. We have a vault, and then our crafting room is now separate, as well as the shitter and the never wipe room. Now, the never wipe room is something coming in the future, and as stated by the devs, this is going to be insanely hard to unlock. You're gonna have to grind an extreme amount in order to get this, basically because of how beneficial this is. Anything you put in this room will never get lost. It'll be there through every single wipe. Now, in order to access the never wipe room, you'll have to reach level 80 on your account, and account leveling will basically work the exact same as Tarkov. So once you reach this level, you'll get access to the never wipe room, where you can keep anything for as long as your account exists. Now, some more stuff that has been teased by the devs is the different crafting things you can do in the bunker. We already know that Bitcoin mining and farming is coming, but they have also expanded on these topics and also mentioned that you'll be able to do things like cook and even eventually take loans from different traders. So all I really know about the farming system right now is that you'll be able to grow various medicinal plants, and the devs basically said you'll be able to craft different resources that'll help you basically just heal your character, because there will be much more healing involved later this year. So that is everything on the new map and the bunkers. But coming this next wipe, July 1st, there will also be the factions update. You'll be able to pick through 3 different factions of Volk, Ghosts, and even Phoenix. Now, they have mentioned that playable Phoenix raids are coming likely in September, maybe even closer to Christmas. It's not completely confirmed, but you'll be able to do basically scav runs from Tarkov. You'll be able to play as a Phoenix character, and you can even set your main faction as a Phoenix. And if you do this, you can allegedly do PMC runs, basically as your scav runs, where you'll be able to go into raid with a full PMC kit instead of a scav kit. So that's just what the devs mentioned. I have no idea what that entails, but it sounds pretty cool. So more things coming later this year are updates to the traders. So later this year towards Christmas, we should be getting the Merchant of Death, where we can do insurance on our items, meaning if you die and no one picks up your items in raid, you'll basically just get them back. And then also the flea market will be coming very late this year, where players are going to be able to sell their items, buy items from other players. It's going to be sick. Also, we'll be seeing plenty of changes to the quest systems. The devs have already mentioned many times that they want to do more quests like Tarkov. We have to go into different maps and do different things instead of the basic tasks that they currently have. So there's going to be seeing a lot of changes throughout the future. But let's talk a little bit more about the maps. In the most recent Ask Me Anything by the devs, they listed off so many maps. Like, I don't even know how this would be possible to add this many maps. But they of course mentioned the streets coming in July, and then a shopping mall, an airport, forest, a coal mine, mountains, snow maps, and they said a bunch of others. Whatever that entails, I have no idea. That sounds like a lot of maps, but apparently that's what they're planning on in the next couple of years. With all the big stuff out of the way, let's just go and talk about the other things coming in the future, such as more weapons, more weapon modifications, the new bosses, all that sort of stuff. So with the future of the weapon modding in this game, they said they plan to have a super in-depth system, just like Tarkov, where you can change things like the triggers, the charging handles, barrels, everything of that nature. And they also want to add, of course, a bunch more scav bosses. They even mentioned a fish boss, I think, for the island, so we'll see whatever that means. But some more minor things coming with the July 1st patch. We have personal stats. You'll be able to see your kills, possibly how much money you've made throughout your account life, all sort of stats like that. Gun stock calibrations will also be coming, and then hopefully just some optimization and graphical improvements, probably some new weapons as well. But there's still a lot more coming this patch, and the devs aren't super clear about what this means, but they said come July 1st, this game is going to be so much more difficult. They said it's easy right now, so we're going to see what all that means. They said it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be Tarkov level difficult. So that sounds pretty exciting. And finally, some last features that have been mentioned throughout the past few weeks are the possibility of airdrops as well as breaching charges. So it looks like with the current door systems, we can already kind of breach doors, but it looks like we're going to get breaching charges. We can just full on Rainbow Six Siege in there, take out all the enemies. It's going to be pretty cool. In airdrops, they mentioned flare guns, that you'll have to actually find a flare gun, point it up at the sky, and shoot it in VR, which sounds pretty sick. and surely those are going to have some really good loot as well. Also, they have mentioned pouches for NRS, as well as ammo pouches. So you'll be able to store medical supplies in a pouch on your vest. And then ammo pouches, they're going to have so you can carry loose rounds like shotgun shells or sniper rifle rounds. But as far as like containers, instead of having to always have a backpack, they haven't mentioned anything with like having pockets or anything where you can store loose loot. So I don't think that has been planned as of now. But I mean, backpacks are only $400 anyways, so really no big deal. So that is basically everything they are planning on adding in the next who knows how long, probably many years. I think this game will be around for a while, especially with the introduction of esports. They're planning on doing esports with this game. They said it's going to be similar to Hunt Showdown, and it would be really cool to see if a VR esports could actually become a thing, because as of right now, we haven't seen much successful VR esports. So overall, bunch of cool stuff to look forward to, and as time goes on, they're of course always going to be improving the optimization, the graphics, always adding new weapons, and also the anti-cheat. Cheaters are one of their biggest pet peeves as devs. I think Scott said he'd rather have the company go broke than have cheaters in the game. Now, how true is that? I don't know, but I'll take his word for it. They're always going to be implementing new cheat systems to prevent you dirty little silo rats who like to go up in the ceilings and aimbot or whatever. And of course, duping should be fixed in the next couple days. They're releasing this new patch that I sure hope fixes duping for good. All you little dupers running around with your M249s and your Barretts, hopefully that will be all gone. And they did say they're going to start banning people for that. So stop duping. Stop doing it. So yeah, overall, bunch of cool stuff to look forward to in this game. If you don't have it yet and you have a VR, I highly recommend it. It's about to get good. I can really see this being a top VR game for the next several years. I mean, it's such a unique idea for a VR game. It's so much fun. I can't wait to see what happens.
There's a ton of changes coming. Now, not everything's coming July 1, but by the end of the year, you're not even going to recognize this game anymore. It's going to be so deep.
So if you're thinking about getting this game, you should. I think come July 1st, this is going to be one of the best VR games on the market. Also, just the sheer amount of weapons they're planning on adding. I think they said there's about 70 weapons that are going to be currently in the game, and that's not too far from now. You know, we already see some of the ammo types in the game, like the 300 Blackout or the Magnum and Deagle ammo. So we know that's all coming pretty soon. Super excited for those weapons. And then in the future, we also have the Christmas events. There's not much details on that, but hopefully we'll have something like Tarkov with the Christmas tree and all the ornaments you can find around the map. Some cool stuff like that would be fun. So yeah, that is basically everything planned for the future that has been announced so far for Ghosts of Tabor. So go check the game out for yourself. Make sure to consider hitting that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. We make a lot of Ghosts of Tabor content on this channel. Just some goofy ideas and crazy raid gameplays. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.